Was there ശരിനാ.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning, Alfred, sir. Could you mic check that one? Could you check your mic test, whether it is coming or not?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you get me?
Yes, sir. How are you, sir? Good morning.
I'm okay. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Okay. Thank you
Is
for
it my
organizing
audio?
the meeting.
Is it audible?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. I think you have to increase your voice. A little bit, the voice is not clear. The sound is not up to the mark.
My voice is not clear.
You have to speak a little bit louder. Your voice is still not, volume is not clear.
Okay, I'll increase the voice then for people to hear me clearly.
So your voice is not audible.
You can't hear anything. Hello? Hello?
For us, for me at least in India, his voice is audible.
Your voice is audible?
Yeah, his voice is audible.
His voice is audible. Okay, okay. His voice is audible, but the sound is very less.
It's clear here. It's loud enough here. I'm not
Just
sure.
a minute, I will check once again. Mr. Alpha, sir, can you speak a little bit now? So that I can check your voice?
Yes, I can hear.
എവിടെയാ പണിയില്ല എന്നാ ഞാൻ പിന്നെ വിളിക്കാം വെറുതെ വിളിച്ച ഹലോ
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
So Alfred, sir, can you hear?
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Now it is fine.
Okay.
Good morning to everyone. We'll wait for a few more minutes. So far only 40 members has joined. We'll wait for a few more minutes so that others can join. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon to one and all. Is it audible?
Yes.
I welcome. It's a pleasure to invite all of you for this second virtual Tanzania Cashew Forum. We all know the importance of Tanzania as it is the gateway to East African cashew season. So this year, the buyers are more keener to know more about the forthcoming season, considering the present circumstances wherein the global cashew kernel prices continue to remain depleted, closer to historic lows. Now I would like to introduce distinguished speaker, Mr. Alfred Francis, the Director General of Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania. Mr. Francis is the Director General of Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania since April 2019. He is a graduate in agriculture. He has done his MBA in International Business and postgraduate diploma in project management. Mr. Francis has vast experience, having worked as in both private and government institutions for more than 15 years. He also worked as senior officer in Tea Board of Tanzania. So he has a broader, detailed and varied experience working in crop boards. He is humbled and result-oriented person striving to transform the cashew nut subsector for the benefit of all stakeholders in the cashew value chain. Now I request Mr. Francis to address this session. Over to Mr. Francis.
Good morning, everyone. I'll address and I'll talk a bit about the previous season, the role of Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania, and later on I'll be responding to various questions or comments which will be raised by the participant of this meeting. First of all, I'd like to say that Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania is a government entity, and it is entrusted with the role of regulating the cashew nut value chain, which means it includes regulatory and the control, facilitation, and the promotion. And as you know, Tanzania is one of the countries in the world that is producing premium cashew. Most of our cashew, which we sell through the auction, has got an SOT above 48. 90% of our, for example, previous season, 90% of our cashew, which we sold, was 97% had a sort which was above 48%. So most of our cashew which we sell, only 3% falls in the sort of 44 to 47. And currently, previously we had only 5 regions which were growing cashew, but now we've got 17 regions, and we are expecting the coming years, in the coming years, we'll have an extended. I'm in slide number 2. Okay, there. Yes, there I am. So currently we are having 17 regions which are growing cashew, mostly in the mainland. So we've got new regions like Singida, Dodoma, Tabora, Kigoma, Katavi, as you can see there in the presentation. And the good thing about the new area that for the coming years, we're expected to have an extended cashew season. Currently, the season starts from October to January, but in the coming 5 years, we'll be having an extended season which will be going to April, because most of the new regions, their crop starts from February to April. So that will be very good for those who want to invest in Tanzania. And currently, more than 55% is produced in the southern part, because in the new regions, most crop is still young, so the productivity is still low. So it is increasing slightly as the years go by. And our plan is to produce 700,000 metric tons by 25th, 26th. That's our target. That one is show the trend of production over the years. As you can see, we passed through the period of low up and down. But for the previous season, there was an increment in production because it was increased from 210,000 metric tons to 240,000 metric tons. And even this year, we're expecting the crop to increase. So our target is to maintain the upward trend from previous season onwards. So even this season, apart from the few effect of weather, some parts of weather, there was an extended period of cold. So some of the areas has been affected, but mostly the effect is not on the quantity to be expected to be produced, but there has been delayed crop production due to extended period of cold in some part of the Tanzania. Now let me go to procedures for, can you go previous slide, please? Now let's go to the procurement procedures. Next slide. So the procurement procedures will be just as the previous season. And we are expecting to start our auction on the day, 2 days after today. But today we are looking, but today afternoon we might be required to extend for 1 week to provide the opportunity for farmers to bring more crop into the warehouse. But we are waiting for we are discussing with the Minister for Agriculture. But today in the afternoon we'll give a statement whether we'll be extending for 1 week. But most likely we'll extend for 1 week. Instead of 14th, we might start on 21st October to give time to have enough volumes in the warehouse. And for procedures for applying for raw cashew nut buying license, as you can see, any person can come to Tanzania to buy cashew. There is no restriction. I would like to insist this one. All buyers from India and Vietnam, if you want to buy cashew to Tanzania, please come. Don't worry. You can come here. Even if you're a new person, you can come here. We will assist you how to procure cashew direct from Tanzania. You don't have to buy cashew through someone. You can come yourself straight to Tanzania and procure cashew. We as Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania will assist you. And the main requirements include having the business registration of your company, which doesn't take time because it's done online. You have to have business license from the Ministry of Industry and Trade, but also you have to get TIN, which is also free of charge, no cost. And you have to have tax clearance. And if you paid all tax, there is no problem in getting tax clearance from TRA. And you need 2 passport size. And all this registration is done online through www.atmis@kilimo.go.tz. So please buyers, you are welcome to come and participate in the season. And now that we are planning, we are extending for 1 week to start the season. It means there is enough time for anyone to come and register and participate in the season in Tanzania. Next slide, please. This one shows the requirement for deposit. After registration, you register online, but after registering yourself, you'll be required to put security bid. You call it bond, security bond. And the amount of bond depends on the amount which you want to procure. So if you want to procure 50 to 100 tons per auction, you put a bond of 20 million. And if you want to procure more than 500 to 1,000, you put 300 million. This amount is refundable at the end of the season. And now we've improved. You refund the amount within 7 days after you want to get your bid security. So this one we put only to ensure that people who are going to participate in the auction are reliable buyers. That's why we require you to put this bond. But immediately after the season, we'll give you back your bond. Or if you procure, you don't want to participate anymore in the auction, you just tell us, I don't want to participate anymore in the auction, we'll refund your security bond. But for local processors, we've got special arrangement. If you come to Tanzania and they put your plant, you'll not be required to buy cashew through the auction. You'll be able to buy raw cashew direct from the farmers. We've got special guidelines which narrates that how to procure cashew direct from farmers. Next slide. This one we are talking about the mode for tendering. We are going also to improve much better the mode for tendering to be more transparent and more competitive. But normally the cashew we are selling, as I talked before, we are selling only standard grade and undergrade. Standard grade is the one with the outcome turn above 48. That's what we call standard grade. And the cashew with outturn in between 44 and 47, we call it undergrade. Only that cashew is the one which we are selling. And as I talked to you before, last year, 97% of our cashew in the auction was standard grade, which means that cashew had a shell outturn above 48. So our cashew in Tanzania is of very good quality. If you buy cashew, you are sure of getting a good return after processing your cashew because of the good quality. Next slide. And then for the previous slide, normally the cashew we are selling through the auction does not have moisture. Most of them moisture is between 8 and 9%. Although we are saying below 10, should have not more 10, but most of the cashew we are selling has got a moisture content of 8 to 9%. And then normally our cashew does not exceed 200 nuts per kilogram. And so let's go now to the buying procedures. After a buyer has won the auction, he will be required to pay for cashew within 4 working days. And after that one, the buyer will be presented with the original warehouse receipt, and which will go to collect the cashew from the warehouse. And the buyer will be required to remove the cashew from the warehouse within 14 working days. Other charges, normally our prices we are offering is ex-warehouse. So even the price you have to offer during the auction, you should be offering ex-warehouse. So you'll be responsible to seek for transportation or to transport RCN from the warehouse, either to the port or to where you want to store your cashew. And the buyer, we have got some fees. The buyer will pay 80.46 kilogram per bag. This is just we adjust because the buyer is taking the bag with him, so he is supposed to pay. So we have taken the bag, the price of the bag. We have divided by 80 to get the price per kilogram. And this time there will be buyers will be paying 42 shillings per kilogram in the warehouse. But this one, let me explain a bit about this one. This year, there have been a lot of complaint of some of the buyers missing cargo in the warehouse. So we have increased the amount being paid to the warehouse operator, but this year we put 7 shillings per kilogram, which will be used to compensate buyers in case they don't get enough cargo during collection from the warehouse. So this has been increased purposely, but is for the benefit of buyers to make sure that in case they get low cashew or small volume during the collection of their cashew, they'll be compensated by the NIC. And for those cashew which is being exported, we are giving export permit, which is free of charge. And we have not increased the export levy is the same. It's 160 USD per ton or 15% for B value, whichever is higher. And the buyer will pay other port charges as normal and the staffing cost. And then now this year, buyers are allowed to use any port of their choice. So you can export cashew this season either from Twara or Dar es Salaam or Tanga port. So the buyer will decide which port he wants to use. So there is no restriction in using a certain port this season. And these are some of the basic certificates which you'll be required to meet them and pay for them at the port. Next slide, please. So here we just want in brief about investment opportunities in Tanzania. I'll talk just briefly. I know Vacant later on will share the slides with all the participants, so you'll be able to go in details and see the contents. So we are inviting investors to invest in the cashew value chain, first in raw cashew processing. There is currently, as you know, if you are processing cashew currently locally, you can buy cashew direct from farmers, but to be able to take advantage of producing other products like apples, other products, apples, shells, and tester. Also CNSL. Currently, most of the shells are just thrown away. So if you invest in Tanzania, you'll be able to produce CNSL. Also, you can invest in putting plants because we don't have big plantation in Tanzania. So if you are putting a plant, you can also decide to put investment in farming. But also there is opportunity to put a plant for producing jute bags. Most of the jute bags we are importing, even pesticide, the biological pesticide we are using, we are importing outside the Tanzania. So if there is opportunity to invest in a plant for producing jute bags and the pesticide, for example, like India, most of the chemicals we're importing for cashew crops comes from India. So people from India, this is an opportunity for you to come and put a plant in Tanzania for producing those pesticides which are used in Tanzania to control fungal diseases. Also, the opportunity to invest in machinery, equipment, and the spare parts, which will be used in value addition. Currently, most of the machineries and the spare parts are being imported outside the country. Next slide, please. So now currently cashew nut is contributing a lot to the export earning, but we've been processing less than 10%. For example, previous year, we processed around 14,000 metric tons. Although we've got 44 cashew processing factories, the one which could process 200,000 metric tons, but the one which are in operation, there are 30 factories which can process up to 64,677 metric tons per year. So our plan this year to increase processing from 14,000 we processed last season to 30,000 metric tons this season. Next slide, please. So this talks about the processing plants and the capacity that we are including both small and higher, because smaller processing firms is more efficient than big one. So now we are creating linkages and the synergy between small processors and the big processors in order to increase processing in the country. But incentive to process in Tanzania include, we've got availability of land for building factories. So if you want to get land in Tanzania, it's easier. Every region has got land earmarked for investors, so it's easier to get that land. Also, there's cheap labor in Tanzania. We've got good road network from where cashew is produced, so there is no problem of transportation of cashew from one area to another. Also, we've got a reliable source of energy and electricity. Also, we've got small cashew processing groups who can act as satellites for those who want to engage with them. So investing in Tanzania is good because there are a lot of the environment is favorable for new investors. But for those who are putting in export processing zone, where, for example, 80% will be exported outside the country. So you've got also advantage of getting the waiver for various taxes and through by processing through the export processing zone, as long as 80% of the cashew should be sold abroad. Another incentive with for if you are processing in the country, you're exporting kernels. We don't have any export levy on kernels. Export of kernel does not involve any tax. You'll just pay freight charges and just handling charges at the port. There is no any charges or export levy on the kernels. So it's more profitable to export kernels instead of raw cashew is subject to export levy, but kernels, there is no export levy on kernels. But also now with new area growing cashew, we have assurance of getting enough raw material for extended period during the season. So we invite investors to come and put plants to process cashew and produce other products. So this one about value addition, I've already talked about, and the opportunities are available to invest in other byproducts from cashew. And let's speak about the current production. The current production for one previous year, this was 2017, 2018 when we produced 313. Last year we produced 240,000 metric tons. And this year we are expecting to produce 240,000 tons. So this one, we were just explaining with that production that there could be a lot of apple fruits which could be further processed into other products. So what it means that in Tanzania currently, most of the apples are just thrown away. So if we invest in Tanzania and you're able to produce a product from apple, there is a great opportunity as most of the apples is just being thrown away. Also, about CNSL, I've already talked about, and the use of it. I know most of you know the uses of CNSL, cashew kernel, tester. So I don't want to enter deep into this one because most of you are aware of this product from these other cashew products. Next slide, please. So here about farming, I've already talked about that we've got ample land available for investment in cashew so that you can get land, and we've got enough rainfall, and we've got much area which can grow cashew. More than 17 regions in the country can grow cashew. So I don't want to go into details. This one people will be to read themselves later on. Next slide, please. Here we are talking about why should you invest in agriculture? That we've got for every district, we have got what we call district subject matter specialist who is dealing in cashew to provide the extension services. But also we've got Ndele, which provides state-of-the-art research. So we've got a very good research station in Tanzania in cashew. So if we invest, you are sure to get current information related to various aspects related to cashew. Also, we've got CBT. Now we are registering all the farmers, and so you'll be able to get support from CBT in various areas of the investment. Also, investors in large-scale farmers, you are invited because we've got a lot of land available for agriculture. So this is the same. Next slide, please. Almost all of the things are being repeated. So about farm inputs, we normally provide farm inputs. The government of Tanzania provides subsidy for cashew related inputs. So it means if you need to, you'll not get trouble of getting inputs because the government provides subsidy in that area. Also, we invite people to come and invest on how to use technology in spraying various pesticides in the cashew farms. This one I've already talked about in area available for investment in processing machineries and equipments, that there is this opportunity for people to come and invest. Next slide, please. This one already. Can you go to another one? Yeah, for example, we've talked about that all the local regions and the president of regional administration and the local government, they've got areas allocated for putting processing industries, but also we've got EPZA. We've got areas available for EPZA, export processing zone. So foreigners can come and they can put their cashew processing plant in those zones, and you get a lot of incentives through export processing zone authority. Another, next slide. Merits for investing in the cashew in Tanzania include favorable environment for investment, including political stability. We've got a very good, peacefully, and the political stability. Our country is very stable, and there is political stability. So there is no, you don't have to worry about putting a long-term investment in Tanzania. But we've got lucrative incentive for investors in the cashew nut industry. Also, availability of ample land from encompasses, no any problem in getting land. We've got also market opportunity provided by seasonality. We have got advantage during our season of cashew that there is not much cashew in the world. So if you invest in Tanzania, you take advantage of that seasonality, which we are being favored for in Tanzania. Also got supportive infrastructure and a wider market potential for kernels, for selling locally in the country, even and the other America, Asian countries, Europe, and China. And now we are providing incentive. We have started with allowing investors to buy cash direct from farmers, but now we are providing arrangement to provide the cheap capital for investors in the country. So we are organizing to get finances, which will enable investors in Tanzania to get capital at a low cost. We want to operate a special window at Tanzania Agricultural Development Bank, which will be saving local cashew processors, where we'll put their money, which will be available at a very low interest rate, which will be favoring the local investors who are processing cashew in the country for selling outside in Europe, America, and the other countries. So here, concluding remark, Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania, we're inviting all interested companies and individuals wishing to invest in Tanzania. We want to assure you our full support in the facilitation. We invite you to invest, but also to participate in cashew, in buying raw cashew or buying kernels. If you want to buy anything, please contact us through Cashew Nut Board of Tanzania. To be in the safe hands, please, if you want to buy cashew, correspond through us, and they will be able to assist you to make sure that you succeed in what you want to do in doing cashew business in Tanzania. Okay, thank you so much for your time. But before I go, I give back to Vacant. He had told me to give clarification on some of the issues. So let me clarify some of the issues. About last season, I've already spoken about. About this season, we are expecting to produce 400,000 metric tons of RCM. That's our target. And out of that one, we are expecting 30,000 to be processed in the country. And we asked if we've got any stock for the previous season. We don't have any stock for the previous season. All cashew we are going to sell this season is new crop. So there is we don't have any stock for the previous season. He also asked me to talk about the weather. We have been experiencing in some areas there has been an extended period of cold, but that has not been having any big effect on the cashew. Only in some of the areas, we are expecting the crop season to be a bit long, because some of the cashew will be delayed to get matured because of the cold in a very small part of the area. Most of the other areas, the cashew are in good condition and they're in very good quality. Target production already, registration so far, currently so far, more than 48 companies have already registered to participate in the auction. So they are ready to go into action when we start. So already we've got 48 companies which have already registered and are ready to participate in the cashew auction. They fulfilled all the requirements. He's talked about supporting private bulk deals. I didn't know. Maybe Venkat, you clarify to me what did you mean later on? You asked about export tax review. No, currently this year there is no tax review for export. The taxes are the same as previous season. So nothing has been added. Only for the warehouse operating, which I already talked about before. You wanted me to talk about auction, kennel auction we are planning to have. Yes, for sure. I talked that one when I was in Nigeria. That with Tanzania, we are planning to start with the kennel auctions. And this one will start with the local processors who are processing in the villages. We've been facing most people coming to Tanzania to buy kennels, and they're going to buy at individual farmers. Now we want to create centers where all those who are coming to buy kennels in the around villages in Mtwara and especially in Mtwara and Lindi, where they will be having a special place where they'll be offering their price and buying cashew from those centers. And they will create special day for procuring cashew for each location where there is high amount of kennels being processed. So we are working on that. We'll start small, and we are expecting as the quantity of kennels keeps on increasing, we'll be able to increase the scope also of auctioning the cashew kennels. Thank you so much. Maybe I don't know if I took much of your time. Thank you for listening. Vacant, we can't hear you.
Mr. Alfred, for sharing such a wonderful presentation with us, and you have covered most of our queries. Now I request you to step back so that the participants can raise their questions. Now I request participants who wants to ask questions can raise their hands so that I can request. Now I ask Mr. Vishal Churiwal to put forward his question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Venkat, and thank you, Mr. Francis, for that wonderful presentation. I'm a jute bags manufacturer from India, and my question is, as Mr. Francis pointed out in his presentation, that there's an opportunity to manufacture bags in Tanzania. So my question is, like for example, if we import cloth or yarn, basically the semi-finished goods in Tanzania, would there be no import duty on the semi-finished products, so that it's easier for us to manufacture and send and sell to the cashew board?
That one I can't answer straight away. I'll have to find out. We have to find out. If you're interested, then I'll be able to find out and give you the right answer. But currently, I don't have the exact answer for that one. But currently, for example, this year, we have imported almost 3 million jute bags. You can find it, 3 million jute bags we have imported from various places in the world. So it means if we had someone in Tanzania who is producing jute bags, there will be no need to import from outside the country.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
Now I request Mr. Narahari Prabhu.
Sir, good morning, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. DG sir, is that warehouse will open on 14th? Auction?
The auction will open on 21st.
21st, okay.
We've extended 1 week ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, we've extended 1 week ahead. So 21st, we'll be starting our first auction.
Sorry, sir, I have got delayed to join. Just I want to clarify the shrinkage issue is then been addressed this year? What is the solution for that?
Yeah, for shrinkage issues, this year we have put a certain, we have put performance bond, which is the 70 shillings per kilogram. And that will be put under the insurance. So any buyer who will get a shortage of shrinkage or weight loss during collection of the cashew in the warehouse, he will be compensated by using that amount. So that amount of which will be paid, buyers will be paying to warehouse operators, part of that amount has been put aside specifically to make sure that we remove most of the challenges we've been facing by buyers, that buyers should be compensated for their cashew if they don't get enough cashew in the warehouse within a very short period of time, unlike how it has been in the previous years. So we want buyers to get value for their money. So we put that amount of 7 shillings, which at the end of the day will be used again to compensate for buyers who will get weight loss or cargo loss during collection in the warehouse.
Thank you, sir. But is there any dates? I mean, can you put some period for this, like within a week, within a 10, so that we can also assure, and if you assure that, so that we can pass on that benefit while bidding, because otherwise it will be forbid. If we get some confirmation from you that okay, it will be paid within a week or within some period, so that it will easy for us to pass on that benefit to the at the time of auction, we can increase that price and we can bid it.
Yeah, we have in this season, in this marketing season guidelines, we have added that aspect. So there are specific days. It will be from within 7 days, you have to fill what we call form number 7. Then from there, within 7 working days, 7 to 10 working days, not more than 14 working days, you already be compensated the value, the amount which you didn't get during collection of cashew in the warehouse. We have already put it in writing. It's not only in words. We've got the guidelines and the writings. We have already signed that document. So it's a signed document which can make follow-up. You can ask why this, because we have a document. We're not just talking in words, no. We have a document, signed document. So you as a buyer, you will be referring to that one document.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And definitely, if you do that, it will help the buyer to get the confidence, and definitely the benefit will be passed on to the in the auction.
Okay, sir. Now we'll move to the next question. What is the likely minimum farm price for this season?
We cannot talk about that one. During the auction, we'll be able to know. When we start the auction, we'll be able to know.
Okay.
But
now
we cannot predict.
Okay. Now I request Mr. Pun Manikandan to put forward his question. Pun Manikandan is there?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Very much. Thank you. Sir, I just wanted to know whether the Indian company should be registered to participate in the bidding auctions.
Yeah, we have got Indian companies. Sorry.
Pardon, sir?
You are asking if there are Indian companies?
No, what I'm asking is, we are an Indian company. Are we allowed to register in the website and then participate in the bidding and auction? Or do we have to create a company in Tanzania for this auction?
Yes, for this auction, you have to create a company in Tanzania, but we are planning for the coming season. We are planning to make a way whereby buyers from India, whereby they can buy direct without creating a company in Tanzania. We're working on that. But currently for this season, you need to have a company in Tanzania. But having a company in Tanzania is very simple. Within a week, you have a company registered.
Okay.
There is no any difficulty, and even all registration is done online. So you don't have to go and meet people or what to face any kind of bureaucracy. No, everything is done online. So registering a company in Tanzania is not an issue.
Whom should we approach, sir, for registering the company? or which website we should refer to?
For example, if you want to register a company, myself will be available. I can give you a person who will assist you in case you come to Tanzania, you want to register a company. We'll be giving you people who will be assisting you to register your company and to finalize all the process. Because you'll be a new, you must face some challenges. Then we'll give you a person in Tanzania who will be there to assist you.
Okay. Can you just show us the first 2 slides of your presentation, sir? I just missed it, sir. The procedures.
I told you
So
I
we
will
share
share
that
with you.
same with you after some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I have your email, I will share with you after some time. Now we'll proceed to Mr. Rashmikant Biyani. The next question to Mr. Rashmikant Biyani.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, my question is it possible to directly procure from the farmers instead of doing the bidding in the board of director?
If you want to procure from farmers, you have to process it locally.
We have to process?
Yes, you can, even if you don't have a plant here in Tanzania, you can buy from farmers. You can hire one of the plant, they can process for you. The condition for buying direct from farmers is that you have to process it locally. That is a condition. If you want to export outside the country, you have to buy through the auction.
Okay. And so is any price indication also? If we
No,
want to buy
for example,
from farmer?
if you buy from farmers, you negotiate with them. So you'll negotiate with farmers and they agree with them how to buy. But even for the auction, we cannot predict the prices. But during the auction, when we start the auction, we'll be able to know how much buyers are able to offer for this season RCN.
One question more, sir. Sir, you said if we want to export the goods from your country, then we have to buy it from the Tanzania Board of Cashew, right? So if we buy directly from the farmer, so we cannot take out the goods from the Tanzania, is it?
You can, if you buy from farmers, you cannot take out of the country raw cashew, but you can buy raw cashew from farmers. You will be required to process it here. But kernels, okay, after you process kernels, you can export.
Okay. Fine. I understand. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank
The
you.
next question is, if we put jute bags manufacturing unit, can we import jute cloth without import duty?
Yes, it's possible. But what I'll go to find out as being asked by is what are the duties now to import those duty clothes. Now I don't have those in the exact how much it will be. The port charges maybe if any for those raw material for making jute bags. Now I have to work on that one. I have to find out about that one.
Okay. Next question is Tanga region has potential for cashew plantation?
Sorry?
Is Tanga region has potential for cashew plantation?
Yes, if you want to put cashew plantation, it's very possible because we've got ample land where you could plant cashew plantation. For example, now we are having cashew plantation, for example, in Singida, cashew plantation of 22,000 acres in one location. Also in Lindi, we've got 20,000 acres of cashew in one location. Also, we are opening other large-scale farming for cashew. So even for foreigners, or investors can come put a plant, but also you can get land to engage in cashew plantation.
One question from Mr. Pankaj Sampath. What is the minimum bidding price?
This year, we have not put indicative price, so we don't have minimum price because we have not put indicative price.
Okay.
So the market forces during the auction will determine the prices for cashew this season.
my next question to Mr. Deepak Agarwal. You can raise your question.
Good morning, Mr. Francis. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing fine. How are you too?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, sir. Okay, my it's a kind of a point of view, and just wanted your let's say response on that. We are all seeing that the market is kind of not as conducive as it was a few months back. For the sellers, I think for the buyers, it's the different thing. So what do you see, just in case, let's say you don't get the price which you have in mind in your auctions? Would you still be, let's say, selling it, or no?
First of all, I'd like to let you know that the Tanzanian season is different from other season. So normally the prices from Tanzania are different. So you cannot compare prices for Tanzania and the other areas because of the quality of the cashew and their mode of selling, but also the seasonality in the country. So we are expecting to get good prices, which our farmers will be comfortable with. And we are comfortable that the market forces will work in the better advantage for our farmers.
You say that it would be favorable, but then just in case, my question is, you don't get your ideal price, then what would you do?
As I said, we have not put ideal price. We've said the market forces will determine how we sell our cashew. That's why we don't have indicative price. So we have not price which have determined a certain price. Yeah? We are waiting for the market forces. We don't have indicative price. So,
Right.
So
what's your view on the market, Mr. Francis? What do you see market?
Yeah, no, I have no doubt with the market I'm sure that we are going to sell our cashew at a competitive price. We have been following up on the trend of the market, global market, but we have no doubt with our cashew. Yeah.
So the market is going to be better from here, or is it going to be
for our case, the market, the prices will be better. And they will see it. When we start on 21st, you'll see it.
Thank you. All the best.
Okay.
One question from Mr. Kapil. As you are aware that participants last year faced shortages in deliveries from Action, and CBT had promised to refund the shrinkages. However, it is October and now we have still not received the full refund. Please advise what is the status and the reason for delay.
Yeah, it is true. Some of the buyers, they got shortages during the collection of the RSN in the warehouse. And we have got on the part of that aspect, we are working in collaboration with what we call Warehouse Receipt Regulatory Board, which is under the Ministry of Industry and Trade. So there have been a complaint on some of the part, and we have talked it to WRB, Warehouse Receipt Regulatory Board, that when we are starting this season and we are going to be very strict in following our house. We've got now performance bond for this cashew season this year. We might be able to get some of the funds which will be able to compensate some of the previous years people who got lost and they couldn't get enough cash in the warehouse. So we are going to work on that in collaboration with Warehouse Regulatory Board to make sure that we sort out all those pending issues. This has been a big challenge on our part, but we are improving days as come day. From the previous year, we've started insurance. Some of the buyers who didn't get enough cargo in the warehouse, they were paid by insurance. However, the amount which was insured couldn't cover all the buyers. So from this season, we are going to look on from these funds which we have increased, which is being paid to Warehouse Regulatory Board, which is 52. We are going to be very strict to ensure that part of that could be used also to cover those who are still complaining or couldn't be paid their fund depending on what they got lost during the season.
Thank you so much. Now I will invite Mr. Jinju Joy. Jinju Joy is there?
Yes, hi, nice to see you. So I'm female, so I'm Miss.
Okay, sorry.
But no worries. So hello, Francis. So this is Ginger from Church. I don't know you ever heard of our name. We are the Great Tech company, and then we joined the last season for our first time, and we got awarded as the best buyers from CBT. But anyways, I'd also like to ask and share some insights that we have got from our markets from India and also Vietnamese side. So I'd also like to check if the farmers and also Tanzanian government does also know that the current market situation in India and Vietnam, because the markets over there are really not favorable for us at all. So for example, in India side, there's so much stocks coming from Guinea-Bissau, and we're pretty sure that the Indian buyers won't be very interested in Tanzanian stocks until March is how we predict. And in order to deal with this kind of situation from the buyer market, we definitely need to make the price down or much more reasonable than last year. Because even considering all the export tax that we nearly pay like $160 per metric ton, then the price itself is gonna be very, very high. But I do know, of course, Tanzania is known for its quality. So that's the reason why we also joined in our first time. But I do know that also the goods now from Guinea-Bissau and also any other origins are even also okay. And I know that buyers are already satisfied with their quality itself. So, and I also met like our ambassador in Korea last week, Tanzania ambassador, in order to also share some insight that we've got from our buyers, and also in order to have much better and good relationship with CBT as well. But I just want to double check if you've heard any of this kind of insight from your internal officials or any partners that you have. So let me ask that first, if you have heard of it.
What you want to do? Because
I can't hear you well,
to let
so
me-
maybe.
what do you want me to clarify?
So I'm just like curious that have you ever heard of this kind of insights coming from buyer side, from any of your people around, or is it the first time that you heard of this kind of news?
No, we are following up on everything which is going globally.
Uh-huh.
So we are very much aware of what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm the person who really likes Tanzania, and but the reason that we're being somewhat passive at this current rotation season is the fact that the markets in India and Vietnam are really not good. So is there any like plan you're thinking of postponing the auctions, or do you have any kind of like risk management in that regard?
We don't have any worries when it comes to the season. There are no worries.
So you are not worried at all. Okay.
No, we're not worrying anything.
But as as I told you, like I do always like work for like business in Tanzania in order to get more potential from the country, and I do really love the way we deal with raw cashew nut and the stuff. So I'm just telling you that I believe there should be any kind of like a plans in order to deal with this kind of
Thing
situation.
also now, because the good thing also we have now, we've got a lot of local processors now who want to buy cash also. And also
Yes.
some of them want to buy through the auction also. They don't want to buy even from the primary market. They want to also to buy from the auction. So we are having more than people, we have plants which invested more than 50,000 tons around who are planning to buy cash direct for processing, either through market or through the warehouse. So there will be a local processor will be buying cash also through in the warehouse. And they are ready to offer good prices because they've got niche market to sell that cashew. We do not sell only to India and Vietnam. So we've got the other option where buyers, local processors can buy also cash from the auction. So we hope there will be competition in the auction because also much cash will be bought for local processors also.
But like we also plan for our project, and then we do also communicate very many buyers from Vietnam and India, and because we do have our subsidiaries there, we have pretty good good loyal buyers. But what they've shared are totally different than what we predicted at the beginning as well. So I think you can also keep this in mind. And of course, I wish all the best, of course. But it's also gonna be good for you to think about this kind of plan later on. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now we move on to the next participant, Lusako. Lusako, your voice is not audible.
Okay, so now can you
it
hear
is
me?
okay.
Okay, well, this is Rosako. Of course, I represent the company called Klimoan, and we are in partnership with some of the buyers to cashew nuts. So I just wanted to ask, the auction starts on 14th of this month, October, or 21st?
Start on 21st. We'll extend for 1 week.
Start on 21st.
It will be on 21st, yes. We are going to give the information today. It will be on 21st.
Okay, 25th. Okay, thank you. One more question. With the quality assurance, is there any possibility a person can just, while the auction is taking place, can go and see by naked eyes to see how the condition of the consignment?
Yeah, we normally, for example, after the auction,
Yes.
you'll be required to pay for that cashew. But before you collect cashew from the warehouse, you have the right to go and inspect that cashew. That the amount which was stated in the catalog is the quality which you are being given in the warehouse. So you've got the right to go and inspect the cargo before you collect. If you find that the cargo is below the quality, you can raise your concern, then we'll deal with that warehouse operator.
Okay.
We want buyers to get it. We want buyers to get cashew as it is depicted in the catalog.
The catalog. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now, one question from Vietnam. How many Vietnam customers registered so far to participate in action? Is it less or more as compared to last season?
We have not broken down which comes from Vietnam and which comes from India. But as we are talking, currently there are 48 companies already registered, because last year we had only 55. But now we are just starting the season. We have already 48 companies registered. So we are expecting this season to have more buyers than previous season. But we have not description. I don't have the currently which companies from India and which one from Vietnam or China, because we also buyers from China this time. We've got buyers also from Costa Rica. So we've got a broader buyers now coming from different countries apart from India and Vietnam.
One more question. What is the reason behind the huge production jump in Tanzania? In the last 2 years, we have witnessed production was a little bit down when considered with the initial estimate. This year, the CBT estimate is around 4 lakh tons. So this year, whether the productions will be achieved or, so there is a question from participant. What is the reason behind huge production jump in Tanzania? In the last 2 years, the production was hovering around 230,000 to 240,000 tons.
This year we're expecting increase in production because we've done a lot of effort in providing extension services, in providing inputs, biological inputs for our farmers, and sticking to good agricultural practices. But also we've got new regions which are producing cashew. So we've done a lot of effort. That's why we're optimistic that we'll be able to produce 400,000 metric tons.
Thank you so much, sir. One question from our side. This year, you are aware that a lot of hardships are faced by the cashew process. Cashew kernel prices are almost stagnant. And even the Vietnam ASEAN average import price during September 22 was around USD 1377 per ton. And India during July was around USD 1350 per ton. And moreover, we heard from the markets that lot of plenty of stocks left in Vietnam and India in warehouses and with the processor. So it could be closer to 700,000 tons. So we want to know any tax concession from Tanzania because there is a view that overall tax in Tanzania is a little bit on the higher side. To improve market competitiveness, considering the current scenario, is there any scope for reduction in taxes?
The taxes are already set, will be the same, so we are not going to do any adjustment because we've already put all, as I talked before, all the taxes for this season have already put in place, and we are not going to do any adjustment for this season.
Any questions from the participants? Because we left with only a few more minutes.
Yes. Narahari here.
Narahari. Okay, you can go.
Sir, is there any infrastructure available for processing in Tanzania right now? Like any of the ready factories available from the board or government or anything?
Sorry, come again?
No, is there any ready-made facility available in Tanzania right now with the board or anybody? If I want to start processing, any infrastructure is available?
Yes, there are several of them.
Okay.
So you can just enter into agreement with them and they can process.
No, is it belongs to the board or it belongs to the private parties?
Private sector.
Okay.
Yes.
And hope this year the shipment will be allowed from Dar es Salaam. There is no restriction, any such restriction.
Yes, there is no restriction. You can use Dar es Salaam, you can use Mtwara. You will choose which port you want to use.
And also, what about the facility in Dar es Salaam, like ICDs? Is there you restrict any ICDs or any ICDs can be used, or how is it, sir?
We normally, because we have to put people at the ICD, so we have to keep the number of ICD, but we keep several numbers of ICD to make sure that buyers can have a lot of options to choose from. So we are not going to put just a small number of ICD. We'll increase the number of ICD to make sure that buyers, but not every ICD, no. We'll give a list of 7 to 8 ICD, which are strategically located, which we know that can meet the needs of the buyers who are exporting their cash through Dar es Salaam port.
Okay. Thank you.
So one question is from the audience, from the participants. Is there a duty waiver for Burma kernel exports also?
Duty waiver for?
Burma kernel exports also.
Like, is it semi-processed?
Yeah, semi-processed is treated like processed, no problem. Semi-processed is like a process, so there is no export duty on semi-processed. No export duty on semi-processed.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions from audience?
Sir, if I want to do the processing in Tanzania, so if I'm going to buy directly from the farmers, is there any minimum price or something like where?
No, when you go to buy from farmers, you just negotiate with them. We have not put any minimum price.
Okay. And
you just negotiate with them and they agree with them.
Sir, you said this year crop will be around 400,000. So do you have any breakup, sir? Which area will be, like, what about how much in Nevala or Teneko, how much in Masasi, or which area it will be more like, so that we can plan our buying?
Yeah, in most cases, most cashew, about 70 to 80% of our cashew will be coming from Tandaimba, Newala, and Lindi, Nachingwea, Liwale, Mtwara and Lindi. 70% of the cashew will be coming from those regions. 70 to 80% will be coming from those Mtwara and Lindi.
But do you have any breakup data like how much Taneko, how much
No,
Nachingwea, how much Lindi or something like that? Is there anything available? Sir?
No, currently we don't have breakup because most of the farmers now are collecting their cashew to the AMCOs. So we cannot know exactly the breakup from one location to another until the end of the season. But we know bigger part of the cashew will be coming from.
Yeah, that we know, but how do you predict then 400,000, sir? I'm just how.
Yeah, it's based on the region. We are predicting it by region.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
We don't project it by union now.
Okay.
Is there any questions? We are planning to close this session. Only 2 minutes left. Is any of the participants wants to raise their questions?
Sir, is there any measure taken in coast region to improve the quality, especially the dry age and all?
Yeah,
and the
remember last year the case.
Warehouse facilities in the coast region.
Yeah, for example, last year cashew from the coast region improved the standard grade from 12% to 72%. So currently also we are doing a lot of effort on the ground there to make sure that cashew in the coast region will be of high quality.
Okay.
One last question from Sachin Tataya.
Yes, sir.
Sachin Tataya is there?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Sir, from Mr. Alfred, I want to ask, with your catalog mentioned, can we go and check the warehouse before the bidding process? Quality of the material?
No, you check after, before collecting the cashew, you'll be allowed to check, but not before the auction.
Before auction, we can check it.
No.
Okay.
You can check after the auction. Before taking that cashew, you can check.
Yeah, that is fine, but
To
what
get
happens
assurance before collecting from the warehouse, you can check before you take it.
That is fine, but what happens as per catalog, when we go to the warehouse, that quality doesn't match and that creates a dispute. So it is better to look before the auctions. As from the buyer's perspective.
If we allow before the auction, there will be going a lot of people, buyers and the non-buyers, and everyone will be going there to be chaos.
I can understand.
We want only those. If there will be a challenge after buying, if you go to check, you find there is a challenge.
Yeah.
You can ask us, and the WRB will work on that matter. That's why we are saying before you collect.
I can understand that, sir, but before investing so much millions of rupees or millions of dollars, we can't see the material, even the materials.
No, you have to check after the auction.
Okay, fine, sir.
Not before the auction.
Okay.
Okay.
So one final question from the audience. Can we have a plant in Tanzania and do both processing and export by buying Marcian from farmers?
No.
Yes, you can do that, but we'll be knowing the amount we bought from farmers. We'll know the amount the buyer has bought through the auction. The only amount which is bought through the auction is the one which will be allowed to be exported outside of the country. Any amount which has been bought from farmers will be required to be processed locally. You'll be required to export kernels, not raw cashew. Because we've got records of all people who are buying cashew in the warehouse through the auction and those who are buying direct from farmers.
With this, we are going to wind up the questionnaire session. Now, vote of thanks. Now, I'd like to thank Mr. Alfred for such a splendid presentation and for answering all the queries by the participants. Thank you, Mr. Alfred, on behalf of cashewinformation.com for sparing your time, precious time, and answering all the queries related to the Tanzania cashew season. Also, I would like to thank all the participants who have participated in this one and hope this will be fruitful to all of us. Hello. Just now, two of them has joined. Shall I ask them for one question? One Juma has joined from Tanzania. Juma MM.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. In fact, I joined late. I'm sorry for that. I just want to add some word in the point given that why buyers are not allowed to inspect the quality before the auction. In fact, that was a good idea, but it came out that some of the buyers are not the real buyers. They just want to go into the warehouses and inspect the quality and they badmouth the qualities in the warehouses. We had such experiences. I used to be the chief executive officer of the board, and we had such experiences before. So if we allow anybody to go in the warehouses before the auction, obviously there are such bad buyers who will want to tarnish the image of the quality in the warehouse. That's why it's better if you are a serious buyer, you participate in the auction and inspect the quality before you lift the materials from the warehouses. That way, it is now protected. We protect the interests of the farmers and the buyers at the same time. But if you allow only bad buyers to really dictate the quality issues in the warehouses, that will be bad practice for the whole market. That's what my addition in the Director General's comments on this issue.
Fungua kule juu nayo.
Thank you so much.
Je, 13. Kwaje? Fungua iko wapi?
Hello? Unasema?
Ngoja niligeuze kabisa. Ilikuwa shida, nataka nitoke sasa hivi. Kwa niligeuze kabisa.
Next question from Shankara Narayan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, you can proceed, sir.
Sir, we are having problem with, can I ask this question? It's a matter regarding the commission. We are international brokers. See, our commission from Tanzania is pending for the past 1.5 years. Mr. Alfred Francis, the question is to him. Sir, actually we have done the business, we have paid the entire contract amount, and we have received a letter of commitment from the seller that they will be settling our commission immediately on receiving their money. But so far we have not received any commission from their end. What we should do, sir? Tell us, please.
Have you got him? I was hearing from very far. What?
Sir,
can you clarify what you're talking about?
Sir, we are international brokers. We have done some cash.
Anu.
Can you hear me, please?
I've not understood him. Vacant.
Sir Shankara Narayan, can you explain your company and what is your problem specifically so that Mr. Alfred can attend on that one?
Sir, my company name is Swati Enterprises. We are international brokers. Cashew, kernel, and raw cashew nuts. Last 1.5 years back, we have done a business with one of the Tanzanian seller. 200 metric tons of raw cashew nuts import. The cargo came very safely. 100% invoice value also has been paid. But our commission, they are not paying us from the seller. The seller says he is not paying the money and is not giving a proper answer. We have got a letter of commitment from the seller. Please help.
Hello, vacant. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Vacant.
Hello.
Vacant.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
Can you give my number to this guy?
Okay.
That WhatsApp number. Please give it to him.
Okay.
I want him to raise his concern through WhatsApp. He should describe it so that I can work.
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir. I will do so, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Please share with him my number.
See, we are running out of time. I hope anyone wants to raise questions.
Sir, one last question from my side.
Yes, sir.
Sir, like we agree that you will allow us to do the inspection after payment of the cargo. After winning, we'll make the payment, then we'll go and visit the warehouse and we'll make the inspection of the cargo. If the quality is not as per the catalog, will you refund our money?
If the quality is not, because that quality which is being put in the catalog has been produced by the warehouse operator, which it means the warehouse operator is assured that the quality is as depicted in the warehouse catalog. If it's not as it is, and the quality is below what was stated in the catalog, we did even last season, the warehouse operator will have to compensate for the difference. We did even the previous season, we did that for several buyers who got that problem. And we sorted out that issue. So if you get in a challenge, the only thing, some buyers go to the warehouse, they find the quality is below what was stated in the catalog. And instead of raising up the matter, they agree with the warehouse how to finalize that matter. But should better be reporting so that we can deal with those warehouse operators so that we make our business to be more beneficial to both the buyer and the seller.
Yeah, no, sir. This is I'm talking about in Matwara region. There won't be any issue. The issue is only coming most of the issues coming from the coast region because all the small warehouses. So we request you to consider a proposal that if as per the norms the quality is not good, the board take decisions to refund our money from the union instead of negotiating.
Last year, were you around in Tanzania in Coast region last year?
Yes, sir.
Last year, did you participate in the auction last year in the Coast region?
Not directly, sir.
There is much improvement, very, very big improvement for the cost, even the quality of the Coast region.
Okay, sir.
Because we put people at every AMCOS.
Okay,
They're
sir.
inspecting the cargo at every AMCOS.
Okay,
and
sir.
they escort those cars to the warehouse operator, to the operation.
Okay,
so
sir.
from last season, cost for cashew for Coast region, we've improved so much. There's a bigger difference. You can try to talk with people who bought cashew from Coast last season. There was no much complaining again like it used to be those previous years.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Oh,
now, we also
welcome.
got from the cargo from Coast region last year. It was very good. So just I want to, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I understand. I understand.
I'm very much thankful for your help. Decision for making our shrinkage within us 14 days. So hope that will be help the buyers and hope we can do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Hello. Now I'd like to have the concluding remarks. So we are winding up with the questionnaire session. Now I'd like to thank Mr. Alfred for giving us such a wonderful presentation and having shared the vision of Tanzania Cashew for a season and answered all the queries by the participants.
Thank you. Thank you, Vacant.
Yes, sir. We also thank the participants for participating in this cashew forum. Thank you all of us. Thank you so much. We'll meet you once again. Thank you, Mr. Alfred. With this, we'll wind up this special session on Tanzania Cashew.